Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another of the F1 2025 My Team Career Mode. We are headed now to the Spanish Grand Prix, and as you can see from the screen in front of you, we've got more rain to contend with, a wet qualifying session and then a dry race. And Spain is typically a track that has been a struggle against the AI. It's usually one we have to work pretty hard for, even in dry conditions, but that all wet qualifying is not going to help. So before we get into that, though, let's get the correct engine components all in, as we are starting to get some worn out bits and pieces here. Round 9, so we're creeping up on that halfway mark of the season. Big points haul for us last time out. Double points finished for the team. We are up to 29 points. That P5 around Monaco in the rain definitely helped out because we could basically just park the bus. Here at Spain, we're not going to be able to do quite the same thing. And in all the practice sessions, I've been struggling to match the target times in a lot of the race sim and that sort of thing. So we will just have to see what happens in qualifying and if we can make up any ground in the race.
It's a Catalonian qualifying for you today. Welcome along to Spain, to Barcelona, and wherever you are in the world. Do you feel the need? The need for speed?
Here we go. Let's start up a lap in the full wet conditions around the circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. I think we are expecting the rain to lighten up towards the end of the session, but we need to just see what we can get done. And there's a big traffic jam in front of us. As we pretty much slide our way through turn 3. So, you know, a track we already tend to struggle at, then you throw in the crazy rain. I do think it's going to be a situation where the last person to start a lap is going to have the best conditions. But we want to get an idea for how the track behaves, where the grip is on this one. And unfortunately, there's a lot of long turning traction zones, which is what the AI is already very good at in the dry. And now we got to contend with it in the wet. So one lap on the board here. 28.904. We're over a second off of Bortoletto's best time, so we got to find quite a bit in this next round here. Okay, we've got the inner tires on, and we've got Hajar up our gearbox. See if we can't improve on our lap time here. I want to keep a relatively close eye on the clock. We may come in at the end of this lap. Not post this actual time and instead get ready to go out for a final run. The track is improving all the time. So I don't think we'll be able to get around, do an in-lap fuel up and go for another lap. Yeah, we'll come into the pits. Should have just enough time to fuel up and get that late run in. Should be right around the 2-minute mark. We are putting pressure on where we can't make any mistakes. We gotta get the lap in. Here we go, getting ready for our last shot at qualifying. The rain has definitely lightened up. We should be the last car to start a flying lap. Here we go, across the line, clock is started. Need a good, clean lap here. A little wide. We've got the power down. Here we go, we've shuffled to the bottom. Kind of as expected. Little timid through the final corner. Are we going to pick up any positions? 17th, okay. Not at the very back of the grid, but definitely some work to do.
Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Norris put it back up on pole. Senna, championship leader, down in P11. We were about 1 second off of our teammate, which, all things told, not too bad for the rainy weather. But the race is going to be tough. A lot of work to do in there.
So many eventful races here in Barcelona over the years. Do you remember Max Verstappen's first win on debut for Red Bull here in 2016? 2 years before, we had the dramatic coming together of Hamilton and Rosberg going towards turn 4. There's always a treat in store as we head back to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and the popular opinion in the paddock is that we never wanted the chicane in the first place. That's now been gone, the final corner is much faster, and at 2.9 miles and 14 turns, we await the Spanish Grand Prix. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Albon, Stroll and Pierre Gasly, Senna, Ocon, Joshua Pearce and Lawson, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Victor Martins and Jack Doohan, Bortoletto, Tsunoda, Behrman and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
This is not going to be an easy race from this position, but just give it your best shot.
Okay, strategery, what do we got? Might be able to save enough tires to go the soft medium one stop. I think 53.9 is what we need as far as fuel. We'll probably back it off a little bit and do some lift and coast. I think we might be able to pull off the hard first. Let's go hard, then medium. Or, well, no, yeah, the undercut's probably the stronger move. So let's go medium hard and just see what we can do in this one. Here we go, 5 red lights coming up. Lots of cars around us on the soft tire. Fair bit of wheel spin getting off the line. We might get a bit boxed in. We can just just about take the outside line here. And slot in right underneath our teammate. Ooh. There's dirty air and a dirty track out there. Just had to back out. Not quite close enough to get the lunge up the inside of Lawson. We are up a couple of spots at least. Decent first lap. We should be able to slipstream and get a run on Lawson ahead. DRS now enabled. We're going to clear Lawson down to turn 1. Now we're looking at the back of our teammate. Let's turn the battery deployment up now that we've gotten through the start phase. Now my curiosity is, are these drivers that are starting on the soft tire going for the two-stop strategy? A little deep there. If that's the case, we might be in okay shape for potentially scoring points even though we don't have the outright pace. Because since we are running fairly slow, we are managing to preserve the tires decently. No real run up on our teammate here. The one thing I am concerned with potentially on the undercut strategy is the tires do take a little bit to warm up. Ooh, that's a Ferrari off the track, Leclerc. So it may be going on to those hard tires early. We don't necessarily get the undercut effect we're expecting because they take so long to warm up, and we'll have a relatively slow outlap. Yeah, now the field is stretching out a bit. There's that dirty air. This carries us right to the outside of the track. Yellow flags ahead.
Some information on Antonelli. They're retiring from the race.
Antonelli out of the race. Everybody kind of checked up a bit there. So let's get up the inside of the Haas. Take advantage. Now we're sniffing at our teammates' gearbox as well as the points paying positions. Left side tires are getting pretty warm. Had to really back out there as that battle in front is slowing everybody up. A little too much on the apex there, a little bit of grass taken. That's going to compromise this run. I was hoping to maybe set up a move on Albin ahead. See if we can get the kind of run we need. Looks to be a pretty good exit in the slipstream. He's going to the inside. We're going to go to the outside, burning battery, and we'll get there. Move done. A couple of retirements from ahead of us helps out. Or one retirement and one spin from a Ferrari. Which, based on the track map, looks like Leclerc had some damage and had to pit already. Driver behind.
Albon behind. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 5 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. Time last lap, 1:17.1.
So they do think that the soft tire starters are 2 stopping. Question is, are there any soft tire runners up ahead of us still? See if we can make it a 2-for-1 on Lance here. Give him the space on the inside. We do get the move done. Let's make sure we stay with our teammate here. Don't want to lose the DRS. Does look like the pace of Gasly on those soft tires is dropping off quite a bit. We're only 1.6 to Gasly, so our teammate, I think, is just outside DRS from him. Let's skip by. Try and use that kind of slingshot effect. Start catching up to Gasly. Maybe we can get ourselves in the DRS of the Alpine. Well, 10 of 33, surely we got to see these soft tire runners coming in relatively soon, right? Gonna save some battery this time by. We're a little far back to attack. And maybe we get the free pass, the wave through next lap when he comes in. So when's our pit window? 15? Still looks to be plenty of pace in those soft tires, though. This is going to be a good opportunity, though. Get in the slipstream. Battery deployed. He's going to defend the inside. Leave him some space. Ooh, a little touch. Didn't leave him quite enough space, it would appear. But I think we've gotten away with it. Driver in front.
Alonso ahead, and the time last lap, 1 minute 15.6. Okay, gap ahead, 2.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 11 laps old now. We think they've got one more stop. Okay, so you're gaining by 1/10 a lap.
Okay, so Alonso's on the one stop. Shouldn't need to defend this one. Pretty good pit entry, I think. Let's see where we come out in relation to the Alpine. Need a good stop from the team. Pretty good stop. Pushing hard out of the exit. We managed to cover him. Now we just need to get these tires up to temperature because they are quite cold. Okay, Joshua's in the pits.
Joshua's coming in for his stop.
Yes, this DRS is big help. I think we just need to go for the move. Around the outside, got the job done. That's going to hold Gasly up for a bit. That was a real important move to get done. Gives us the opportunity to recharge some battery. And continue to get the tires up to temperature. And maybe clear the DRS. If we're lucky. Alonso's in the pit box. We have about 2 laps worth of undercut. We might jump him. Let's see. He's just coming up ahead. Yeah, not quite going to catch him. But we have earned a couple of seconds on Pierre. As decision time, do I fight Joshua hard, or do I recognize that he's got the pace over me and use him to help protect myself? He's all over the back of me, so yeah, I think should be an easy choice just to let him through here. Not let Gasly get through though, that's going to be the important part. So tuck into the slipstream. Do need to make sure I stay in Joshua's DRS zone. Let Josh get his footing ahead. I could have attacked, but it probably would have put him at the risk of Gasly. And then also put us both at risk on the next lap, because Josh would certainly regain his footing and then probably re-attack me into turn 1. In which case, if I'm up front with no DRS, I think Gasly is also getting involved in that move. Much like we got by him by going 2 for 1. Or was that Stroll that we got by? Somebody that we both got by. So I just want to make sure it doesn't happen to both of us. Nope, we're going to hold position. No risks needed. Probably could have gone for a big lunge, but no risks required. Let's just get to the end here. On the final lap, Lando Norris takes the win in the Mercedes. Better than I would have expected. Obviously, we got some help from some of the 2-stoppers. I'm curious to see how many drivers went with the 2-stop out, but we made some good ground even before the 2-stopper pit window. Really, the tire wear, even though our pace wasn't great, the tire wear is what really helped us out, because we then got quick at the end of laps. But double points finish, P7, P8 for the team.
Race over. Take care of the car.
You love to see it.
Here's the checkered flag, and our winner has landed. It's Lando Norris for victory.
they led every single lap of the race, it was a light to flag victory, and that is total dominance.
We had drama from start to finish, but in the end, there was only ever one that could take that top spot. He raises the trophy over his head. Lando Norris, head and shoulders above the rest today. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Yeah, so two-stoppers. Sonoda, the only two-stopper to score points. Sainz made some ground on the two-stop. Albon dropping back. Leclerc, with that mistake, dropped out early. Nico Hülkenberg, two-stopped. So a few drivers that were ahead of us. Lawson just didn't have pace pretty much all day. And, of course, the retirement of Antonelli early on also benefited us. But P7, P8 result for the team is a quality one. Up to 33 points for us. Joshua's starting to flirt with the likes of Gasly. Alonso has jumped ahead with his result. And in the constructors, we're starting to make a little bit of a gap between us and the rest. Sauber only 1 point so far this season. But let's head on back to the headquarters.
Hey, Chief. We have a part or two ready for development because they finished research. Let's get that in motion, shall we? Head to engineering for more info.
Okay, owner training, department focus. Let's go personnel recruitment drive. Engineering, we are going to need... where's our aero development blitz? Reduce those times, and I mean, we're not really doing any research at the moment. Well, maybe. Then we might have unlocked durability research, so let's check it out. Personnel. Focus stat, always going to be really helpful for the drivers. So yeah, let's get that focus stat up. Fan outreach 2, and let's get, yeah, merchandising push as well. Solid weekend, won the rivalry, fan recognition milestone as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So let's see what we got. Anything available to us in the research world? Not quite. What do we need? Facility improvement still. Vehicle comparison. We're jumping a little bit ahead of the Aston Martin group. Let's take a look at this. Well, they're closing the gap, actually. But we should have a big upgrade package, I think, that's going to be ready for the next race in Canada. But back-to-back double points finishes is nice to see. Facility improvements. How close are we? 3 days from an upgrade there. Ooh, we need to do new personnel developments. So, yeah. Personnel development there. Racecraft and awareness. And a long way off for that one. But let's advance. And hopefully we don't get that failures.
Okay, boss. Advanced talks have gone well, I must say. We're now at the stage where we can meet face to face.
Great. More meetings. Let's see what it looks like. We may be ready to offer a contract to young Victor. Let's see how he's looking. Yeah, he's still well within the affordability range that we need.
Getting close to an alignment with their side now. There's still a long way to go, and obviously before we sign anything, we need to iron out the details.
Yeah. Okay, engineering. Let's, ooh, we have some upgrades to assign. Engine power, that's going to Victor. We had a failed development, didn't we? Yeah, we had one failed development. let's use our slots efficiently. Let's get the dual development going. We should have that ERS stuff relatively soon. Okay. More developments failing. Come on. Not helping. Not helping.
Another big achievement under our belt. Great work, boss.
What we got messages wise? Driver talks. Yep, we're looking good there. Completed an engineering upgrade. Upgrade to assign is a rear downforce. That goes to Joshua because he gets upgrades first. Failed developments are not helping. Let's just get that one done. Because it looks like, yeah, we can actually get it completed before Canada starts, which will be very good to see. Yeah, I guess chassis breakthrough. It's going to be brakes. I don't plan on doing a lot of brake upgrades. They tend to mess the car up. Oh, event at the corporate facility. Title sponsor loyalty. Hey. That's nice. Oh, so many failed developments.
Hey, Chief. We've got multiple parts out of research. Don't forget to develop them. We've got performance sitting on the table that we could be getting into the car.
Okay. Research. Nothing we can do there. Nothing there yet. Research is going to come in the form of durability improvements. Let's get the turbocharger development going. Oh, we can do 3 simultaneous upgrades. So, yeah, let's just go to town on upgrades. May as well, right? Still some time on that. Nothing to do there. Bunch of failures, though. Yeah, let's get the redevelop going on that. Let's get the redevelops going there as well. Disappointing to have such poor developments. We did get some upgrades. Fuel efficiency, that's going to go to Victor. And we can bank another facility upgrade. Material testing. Getting to the last few things of Phase 2, which is great. Title sponsor. Oh, we got final decal design, it looks like. Cool. Finances, how are we looking? Spent 63.4. Cost cap, we are well outside of. But let's check what we can do with the car here as far as sponsors go. Okay, so level 5 actually earned us quite a few slots. So things that were changed / added. Starting with the side of the car. This AVAX logo here is new and one of the first things added, so that's duplicated on both sides. The next part where we got some extra real estate was on the rear wing. So instead of the single AVAX logo, we've now doubled it up just like the Xenon. It's a little awkward to try and fit this many things onto the rear wing, but I mean, there's still another slot left, so we could get real crazy with it soon, I'm sure. Underside of the rear wing, we've added the AF logo right in the middle of the octonics. The rear wing end plate, we got 2 extra slots, so we've made this the A sponsor. So Avolo is still there, We've added the Asiatic and apertures. Really fill out that rear wing end plate. We got this center spot on the inside of the halo, so we've added the Monaco logo there. And then on the top of the halo, we gained 3 additional spots. So the Euterpe circle goes in, and then these mirrored Venus ones. So much more stuff going on the car at this point as we continue to fill it out and make some more cash from our sponsors. But that should conclude this here episode. I want to thank you all for joining me. We've got Canada up next and some upgrades hitting the car. Not as many as we probably hoped because of the failures in developments. But I will catch you guys next time. Thank you for joining as always. Take it easy. Peace.